Om Vakaratunda Mahakaya Surya Samaprabha Nirvighnan Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryesu Sarvada. Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini
Vidyarambham karishyami siddhirbhavatu me sada.
Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahadeyan Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastavamapidvishasvahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Tattvabodha. Tattvabodha, it has two padams in it. The padam tattvam, it means ultimate truth. The truth of everything, the reality, that is tattvam. Bodha. Bodha means knowledge. So tattvam meaning the reality or the ultimate truth. Bodha meaning knowledge. The word Tattvabodha, it means the knowledge of the truth, the knowledge of the reality. So it means Tattvabodha means ultimate knowledge. The knowledge gaining which nothing needs to be known. Yat jnatva sarvam vijñātam bhavati. That Mundaka Upanishad says that. Yat jnatva sarvam vijñātam bhavati. Knowing which everything else is known. What knowledge can be there in the world gaining which everything else is known? It can be only self-knowledge, Atma Jnanam. The Jnanam that I am not separate from Ishvara. That is the ultimate knowledge. That is the fulfilling knowledge. All other knowledges are nothing but they subserve this knowledge. This knowledge is Atma Jnanam, is a knowledge gaining which there will be no trace of ignorance, Ajnanam. There is no place for Ajnanam in Atma Jnanam. For example, let us take a flower. A flower, it has many parts. A flower has petals, filaments, stigma, stamen. There are so many parts in a flower. If you want to study flowers, you have to study the branch of biology called anthology. There are so many fields of studies like that. Agrobiology, agronomy, like that. So any field of study if you take, it is not complete. It is vast. There is always some specialization available. Every part of the flower, if you take, it is subject to in-depth study. And it becomes a separate field of science. So there is no limit to the study of a particular thing. Even you can take our body, human body. For every organ, there is a specialist available. Nephrology, cardiology, pulmonology, there are so many ologies dealing with the study of every organ. For every problem of an organ, there is a specialization study and specialist available. So there is no absolute jnani in that particular field. Every jnanam is limited. There is no complete, there is no total knowledge. If you want to know the depth of knowledge of a person, just keep asking one more question. Keep asking one more question. Finally, you will reach a point where you would say, I don't know. That is not my area of specialization. Normally this would be the reply. So, therefore, any knowledge, if you take, it is brought with ignorance. There is no complete knowledge. But self-knowledge is the only knowledge gaining which there is no room for ignorance of you. That is the knowledge we are talking about. That is the knowledge we are going to see in this Prakarana Grantha, Tattvabodha. In the language of Mundaka Upanishad, if you want to say, we can say self-knowledge, Atmajnanam. It is called Paravidya. Mundaka Upanishad says there are two types of knowledge. One is Paravidya, the knowledge about you. The other knowledge is Aparavidya. That is, any knowledge other than you is Aparavidya. There are only two things in the world. One is you, the other is other than you. So here we are talking about the knowledge about you, self-knowledge, Atma Jnanam. This text which we are continuing after some break, I hope you remember what has gone before. So this text deals with the basic definitions, terminologies, and the methods. The methods are called prakriya. There are prakriyas which are adopted by some Upanishads. So this text, it covers in brief all the prakriyas, we can say, definitions, terminologies, prakriyas. Therefore, before studying any Upanishad, one should study this simple text. It is highly recommended. So that when you study Upanishad, it will be easy for you. Okay. So in this text, like any other text, before beginning, the author, he makes a prayer, prarthana. Prayer for what? Prayer for Vigna Parihara. Vigna Pariharartam Prarthana. The author does the prayer. Why should we do prayer? There are two factors which are required for successful accomplishment of any undertaking. What are that? One is the effort. Prayatnam is important. Manishya Prayatnam. But that alone is not important. We need Ishvara Anugraha. Ishvara Anugraham is important. So the Prayatnam and Ishvara Anugraham, they are like the reverse and obverse of the same coin. Both are required. Effort, that is human effort, Manishya Prayatnam, and Ishvara Anugraha. We may put all our efforts. Sometimes the success may not come because of some invisible obstacles. The obstacles which are not visible. Adrishta Vignaha. So, these obstacles are nothing but our own karma pala. So, therefore, the result is not favorable. So, to ward off all this Vigna, Adrishta Vignaha, so we need Prarthana. That is why we offer prayers. Prayer, Prarthana, it is a karma. Prarthana, it's a karma. And every karma produces some result. Therefore, this Prarthana also produces a palam. What palam? That palam which counter the obstacles in our undertaking. So, a Prarthana is always important. And this prarthana, this prayer, it need not be in words. It can be mental also. But in the tradition, one generally writes the prayer. And this prayer also it forms a part of the text. A prayer is done for the successful accomplishment of the text. That is one thing. And the another thing, important thing is the text should reach the right hands, should reach the right people so that they benefit from them. So that is the noble intention of the author. The text should serve the purpose for which it is written. So it should reach the right hands. So that is the intention. So these are the two intentions. One is successful accomplishment of the text. Second one is it should reach the right people and should serve the purpose. Because no author would like to see their text lost without serving the noble intention. Therefore, you will find the prarthana is invariably present in almost all the text. Even in Panini Ashtadhyaya also there is a prarthana is there. Though it is a sutra, but still prayer is there. That prayer is beautifully Ananya is presented in the form of a single word. That is amazing. So there is no text, whether it is Vedantic text or any other text, without prayer. And also, when the author takes up any such noble task, as I said, any number of obstacles can come in between. The author may not survive also, possible. If he survives, he may not be in a position to complete the text for various reasons. There could be adhyatmika reasons, like the person, author may not survive, or he may have some diseases, some physical inabilities, possible. Or there could be adi bhautika, there could be sudden unrest or confusion in the society or in the family. Or it could be adi devika, like natural calamities like earthquake, famine, flood, so on. So these are the possibilities. Therefore, in the tradition, a prayer is offered. And that prayer, it could be in the form of salutation, that is namaskara to the Guru, Guru Namaskaraha. The prayer could be in the form of Guru Namaskaraha, or the prayer can be offered to the Ishta Devata, Ishta Devata Namaskaraha. Or it could be remembering the Atma Tattvam, the Brahma Tattvam, by simply describing it or by simply uttering the Mangala Shabda, Om or Atha. It is enough to say even Atha. Atha is a Mangala Vachaka Shabda. Atato Brahma Jignasa, that is how Brahma Sutra starts. Atha is a Mangala Shabda. That itself is a prayer. So, the prayer could be offered to the Guru, Guru Namaskaraha or Ishta Devata, or by some Mangala Shabda, either Om or Atha. I think I have told you this in Manusmriti, that there's a particular verse. That verse says, any mantra which is chanted without Om will not be beneficial. So that is, Om should be there. So similarly, the word Atha is also an auspicious sound. So Om, Atha, these are all Mangala Suchaka Shabda. So, as I said, this prayer could be mental also. Or you can ask the questions at the end of the class now.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Keep noting your questions. You can ask me at the end of the class. So, even though one can offer prayers mentally in our tradition, and that when they write a text, they should explicitly state that prayer, so that the people who come after that, they follow the tradition. So that is the intention. That is why we say there is a statement also. A text should not be studied which doesn't have the prayer. A text which doesn't have prayer is not worth to be studied. The prayer is very important. So, what is the idea is, if the person doesn't make a prayer, it means it doesn't come under the tradition. Therefore, that such people should be avoided. Sampradayavatu. So, asampradayavatu murkavatu upekshaniyaha. They should be discarded as you discard a fool. Because asampradayavatu may not have the right understanding. This prayer, whether it is Guru Namaskara or Ishtadeva Namaskara or Ishwara Namaskara, it is important. Therefore, in our tradition, we begin all the text begins with a prayer, Prarthana, Mangala Acharanam. So this text also begins with a prayer, which we chanted. Anyway, but since we are starting after a long break, we will again chant that. I will read the prayer. You can follow me. Vasudevendra Yogendram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Bhidiyate. Okay. This prayer, which is composed by the author, it is made in the form of namaskaraha to his Guru. Since Vasudevendra, it is mentioned, Vasudevendra Yogindram. So, the Vasudevendra could be the Guru of the author, Vasudevendra. Also, there is a possibility, the word Vasudevendra can be applied to Ishvara also. So, we will see in detail the meaning of this word, Vasudevendra. If the word Vasudevendra, if it applies to the Guru of the author, then through Namaskaraha to his Guru, Vasudevendra, the author, he salutes the Parampara, the whole Arsha Parampara. Arsha Parampara is Parampara, the lineage of the Rishi. Arsha is a word which means Rishi. It's a Tadita word. Rishiyehe idam Arsham. Arsha Parampara means Rishi Parampara. The author salutes the whole Parampara. Doing Namaskara to the Guru is equivalent to doing Namaskara to the whole Arsha Parampara. So when you do Namaskara to the Arsha Parampara, who is the first person in the Arsha Parampara? Ishvara. Ishvaraha is the first person who doesn't have anybody before him, because he is the first person. He is a Adi Guru, Dakshina Murtihi. He is a Ishvara. So we can take this author, the author offer Namaskara to Ishvara also, Dakshina Murtihi. Now, Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadhacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. This is what we chant. So, Vande Guru Paramparam. The author Asmad, starting from Sadashiva, that is Dakshinamurti Adi Guru, up to what Asmadacharya, to my Acharya, he offers this Namaskara. Vande Guru Paramparam, the whole Parampara. So, when you catch your Guru, it means you are catching the whole Parampara. So, offering Namaskara to his Guru is offering Namaskara to the whole Parampara, is offering Namaskara up to Ishvara, Sadashiva, starting from Sadashiva. Or we can say that Ishvara, Guru, they are not different, they are the same. Ishvaro Guru Ratmeti, this is also we chanted in the beginning. Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyoma Bhatyapta Dekhaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Ishvaraha Guru Atma Iti Murti Bheda Vibhagine. Though they all seem to be different in the form, but they are all nothing but Dakshina Murti, all only, one only. Vyomabhat Vyapta Dekhaya. So they are all like one space, all pervasive space. So to that Dakshinamurti, all nothing but Dakshinamurti, offering my namaskaraha. So therefore, also we can take the author, he looks upon his Guru, Vasudevendra, as Ishvaraha. Either we can take Vasudevendra as the Guru, or we can take Vasudevendra, it is being namaskara to Vasudevendra, is namaskara to the whole parampara, or we can take our the Guru, that the author looks upon his Guru as Ishvaraha himself. Because when the Guru teaches, the Guru must be knowing that he is whole, complete, Purnaha. And Purnaha is the nature of Ishvara also. So therefore, Guru is not different from Ishvara. So the author may or could look upon Vasudevendra, his Guru, as Ishvara also. That's another possibility. So we can take any possibility. So Guru Namaskara or Ishvara Namaskara, Parampara, as a Parampara Namaskara, the whole Parampara he has done Namaskaraha. Okay. Abhidhiyate, the next word is Abhidhiyate. When you read a text, a verse, when you read a verse, if you want to make a sentence out of a verse, first you have to identify the verb. What is a verb? From the verb, you can find the karta, karma, all the karaka you can find and form a sentence. So the first thing what you have to do is you have to find the verb. Here the verb is abhidhiyate. Abhidhiyate means presented. It is in Karmani Prayoga. So, what is presented? What is abhidhiyate? Tattvabodha. That is the name of the text. Tattvabodha abhidhiyate. Tattvabodha is presented, meaning self-knowledge. Atma Tattvam is presented. Tattvaha, truth, bodhaha, knowledge. Therefore, tasya tattvam, truth of what? Atmanaha tattvam. Atma tattvam, Brahma tattvam. The knowledge about Atma, the knowledge about you, the knowledge about Brahman is presented. You may ask, why do you teach about me to myself? I know myself better. I can give my whole biography. But you do not know what you are according to Shastram. Shastram says you are complete. Tum Purnaha. You don't need external objects or people or situations to be happy. You are Ananda Swarupaha. You are Anantaha. You don't have any limitations. You are that limitless whole. When you are limitless, you are complete. You are Purnaha. This is what the Shastra says. That is why we also chant Purnamadav, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnam, Udachyate. Ishvaraha is Purnam. And as though limited individual, Jiva is also Purnam. So we say that Purnam is Ishvara, pointing to Ishvara. That Purnam is equal to this Purnam. This Purnam is Jivaha. That Purnam is Ishvaraha. This Purnam is Jivaha. Both are Purnam. Both are complete. Both are whole. So this is what it means. But I recognize myself as what? As samsari, aham apurnaha, and all the time I depend on external factors, so many external factors to be happy. So we must analyze our life situations every day and see what are the factors over which I have dependence, total dependence. In other words, you think, that is that which makes you feel dependent on that. So that is, there are situations in life which we are afraid to face. We live in constant fear. Why? Because I feel I am not complete. I am apurnaha. So I need all these things for me to be happy. And I don't want to lose it. So therefore, I also live in fear. A constant fear is there. Because I'm afraid of losing it. But we know that the things in the world are not permanent. It comes and goes. Nothing stays with forever. So there is also fear is there. That fear is an important factor. Bhoge Rogabayam, Bale Chutibayam, Vitte Nirpaladbhayam, Vane Dainyabhayam, Bale Rupubayam, Rupe Jaraya Bhayam, Shastre Vadibayam, Gune Khalabayam, Kaye Kritantatbhayam, Sarvavastu Bhayanvitam, Pavitniranam, Vairagyam Eva Abhayam. This is a beautiful verse in Bhartrhari's Vairagya Shatakam. He says everything in this world is fraught with fear. Bhoge Roga Bhayam. Bhoga, in Bhoga is enjoyment. In enjoyment there is fear of disease. So he lists down all the fears. In pride there is fear of apamana, possible. So we are living in fear. We live in a flux of sorrow and illusion. So, therefore, we should not fritter away our time in this moha, illusion. We are all caught in different shoka moha cages. So, as long as a problem doesn't touch us, we are comfortable. But when we face challenges and experience some bereavement, we are shattered. So therefore, agam samsari. All these things come. Why? Because I feel agam apurnaha. I am samsari. So, therefore, we are not strong enough to face the life situations as we are bound by many strings of attachment or fear. So we should pray to Bhagavan every day for our growth in understanding and clarity in our vision. That is what is spiritual pursuit is all about. Now I am a miserable jiva. It is not my swarupam. All the conclusions about me is wrong. So therefore, ajnanam is there. So for this ajnanam to go, what do we need? I need jnanam. Therefore, the author says, I am presenting the knowledge of yourself to you in the form of this text, Tattvabodha. So, the word Tattvabodha itself, it reveals the subject matter of the book. It's important because the subject matter is must be known before you open the book. Either you can know the subject matter from the title of the book or from the prayer verse. So once you know the subject matter, then you can decide whether to continue reading it or drop it. If the subject matter is not interesting you, you will keep aside the book. You will see the text as something written in Sanskrit about which you don't have any knowledge. That too, if it is in Sanskrit, most of the people, they will keep it aside because they don't know Sanskrit. Or some people may not discard it because they have some value for it, because it is Sanskrit means something spiritual is that idea is it. So some people will just keep it in the shelf. That will decorate the shelf. This text by Ishvara's grace, some of it has survived many threats, and it has successfully handed over to our generation. So we are fortunate to have this text, Tattvabodha. The author of this book, following the tradition, as I said, he does namaskara to Ishvara, Guru, Ishvara, Parampara. So the word, this for salutation is, you can find in the words, Nattva is there. Nattva means saluting or surrendering or prostrating. Nattva. The dhatu is nam, to which a pratyaya, swa pratyaya is added. Nattva. Nattva means having saluted, having prostrated. Why does the author prostrate before the teacher? Because the Guru is looked upon as Ishvara himself. Therefore, the author prostrates before the Guru, who is non-different from Ishvara. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma is Brahma. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So Guru is looked upon Ishvara. And also Guru Guru, the word Guru, it means Gu Rukarastu Andakaro Vai. Rukaraha Tan Nivartakaha. Andakara Nirodhitvat Guruhu iti Abhidiyate. The Gu and Ru. Gu stands for the darkness and Ru for the remover of the darkness. So Guru means the remover of darkness. How does he remove darkness? By giving knowledge. So therefore, Guru is fit to be worshipped, fit to be offered namaskaraha. And also there is a verse which is in Shvetashpatra Upanishad. It says, Tasya deve parabhaktihi, yatha deve tatha guru, tasyete katita hyapraha, prakashante mahatmanaha. This verse, it says, one who has as much devotion towards Guru as towards Ishvara, in his mind, the meaning of the words, the Shastra, will shine. Spurati, Spuranam Bhavati, Prakashante Bhavanaha. Therefore, this Guru Namaskara is very important. It reveals the attitude of the author towards the Guru. When the author prostrates before the teacher, he has to think of the teacher. Without thinking of the teacher, thinking about the teacher, the author cannot do prostration. So when he thinks of the teacher, the teaching also comes to his mind by the law of association. The teacher and the taught are not separate. Therefore, when you offer namaskara to the Guru, doing Guru Namaskara, he remembers the teaching also. And also when the teaching is remembered, Guru is also remembered. It is in both ways. Therefore, the author does namaskaraha. Namaskara to whom? Vasudevendram. Vasudevendram, it is in Dvitya Vibhakti. Vasudevendra Yogindram is the Vasudevendram. Yogindram we will see later. Vasudevendram we will see. So Vasudevendram Natva. The word Vasudeva, Vasudeva, Vasudevaha, it's a compound word. It is a Samasaha. I talked about Samasa in the previous classes. So Vasudevaha, it consists of two words, Vasuhu and Devaha. So Vasuhu and Devaha. Vasuscha Asu Devascha. Vasudevaha. It is a special compound, type of compound, Karmadharaya. Karmadharaya Samasaha. Samasaha means compound. Vasuscha Asu Devascha. He is Vasu and he is Devaha. That is what it means, Vasudevaha. Vasuhu. What is Vasuhu means? Vasuhu means one in whom everything exists, resides. That is the meaning of Vasuhu. Vasati. Sarvam asmin iti Vasuhu. Sarvam asmin vasati iti Vasuhu. In which everything exists. That is Vasuhu. Devaha means effulgent being. It is from the verbal root div, fourth gana. Div means to shine. So Devaha is effulgent. So Vasudevaha is Vasuscha Asu Devascha. Vasudevaha. Vasudevaha can also mean Krishna. Krishna is also Vasudeva only. Son of Vasudeva. His father is Vasudeva. So son of Vasudeva is Vasudeva. Vasudevasya apatyam puman Vasudevaha. This is also a special type of Tadvita. Vasudevasya apatyam puman. Vasudeva is a father. So the son of Vasudeva is Vasudevaha. We have words like this. Dasharatihi. Dasharatasya apatyam puman Dasharatihi. Saumitriyaha apatyam puman Saumitri. Who is Saumitri? Lakshmana. Son of Smitra, it becomes Saumitri, that is Lakshmana. Tritayaha apatyam puman Partha. Partha is Arjuna. His mother is Trita. Trita is the name of Kunti. So Tritayaha apatyam puman Partha. These are all Tadvita words. So Vasudeva is Tadvita. Okay, so maybe the Ishtadevata of the author may be Krishna, Therefore, the author would have offered worship to Ishtadevata Krishna. That is also possible. Ishtadevata is one form which effortlessly comes to the mind of the Bhakta. He is a regular worshipper of Krishna. If you are a regular worshipper of your Ishtadevata, your Devata, your chosen deity, that the deity is automatically comes, effortlessly comes to your mind. So the author may be saluting his Ishtadevata. That is also possible. And the word Indra is there. This is interesting, the word Indra. Indra, in that name, Vasudevendra. See, Vasu we have seen, Deva we have seen. Now let us take the word Indra. The word Indra in that name, it indicates that he may be a teacher in the tradition of Kanchimat. Kanchimat, they have the title Indra. Chandrasekharendra. Chandrasekharendra. That Chandrasekhara, Indra is the Chandrasekharendra, Jayendra. Jaya plus Indra, Jayendra, Vijayendra. So Indra is there. So maybe this Vasudevendra, it could be in the lineage of the Shankara Mat also. That is also possible. Maybe the Saraswati is the title, that is maybe dropped for meter's sake. Vasudevendra Yogindra. That author would have dropped that for the sake of the meter. So that is also possible. So, and now the Guru is described. Vasudevendra is a Guru, and the description of the Guru is given by that word Yogindram. Yogindram. Yoga means, here yoga means we should understand, yoga has got many meaning. Yoga, the Sanskrit word, it has got many meaning. The word comes from the dhatu yuj. Yuj means to join. That is why there is a lot of misconception taking that word, the meaning of that dhatu yuj, to join. They say Jivatma has to join with the Paramatma, because now it is separate and there is a process called joining. That is, we don't accept. It is that's totally wrong actually. It's a wrong vision. So this yoga has got different meaning. Even all the chapters of the Gita, if you see that it will be Arjuna Vishada Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, then the yoga will be there. So yoga has got many meaning. In this context, in the Gita context, as a title, it has the meaning context. Arjuna Vishada Yoga means that context is Arjuna Vishada, the sorrow, despondency of Arjuna. Sankhya Yoga, it means that this context is jnana, knowledge. And okay, that is aside. Here yoga, what it means is jnana. Here we should take the meaning of the word yoga as jnana. In the word yogindra, the word yoga means jnanam. Yogi means jnani. Yogaha asya asti iti yogi. The one who has jnanam is jnani. Indra is there. Yoga, Indra becomes yogi plus Indra. Yogi plus Indra, Yogindra. Not yoga plus Indra, Yogin. This is yogi plus Indra becomes Yogindra. Indra means the greatest. Like we have Gajendra is there. Gajendra means king of Gaja. Yogindra means king of yogis. Jnanis. He is a king of Jnanis. Yogindra. So the author praises his Guru, saying, you are the Yogindra, you are the king of Jnanis, king of yogis. All Jnanis are same. If so, why Yogindra for his Guru? Because the communicating ability, that teaching ability, it may vary between Jnanis. So the author feels that his Guru is the greatest of Jnanis in terms of his skills, communicating skills. So therefore he praises him as Yogindra. Bhagavan is also Yogindra, because Bhagavan is an untaught Guru, whereas all the other gurus are taught. Bhagavan doesn't have a Guru, because he is the Adi Guru. So Bhagavan is Sarvajnaha. Bhagavan knows everything. Therefore he is Yogindra. That is why there's a definition of Bhagavan is there in the Vishnu Purana. Aishwaryasya samagrasya Diryasya yashashasriyaha Jnana vairagyayosthaiva Shandam bhaga itirana. So the word, that meaning of the word Bhagavan, it is given in this verse beautifully. Who is Bhagavan? Bhagaha asya asti iti Bhagavan. The one who has Bhaga is a Bhagavan. What is Bhaga? Shat Aishwaryaha Bhagaha iti uchyate. The 6 Aishwaryas, they are together called Bhagaha. The one in whom all the 6 Aishwaryas are there is Bhagavan. So what are the 6 Aishwarya? The number 1 is Aishwaryaha. Aishwaryaha itself, that is Ishwarasya Bhavaha, overlordship. That is one Aishwaryam. The second one is strength. Strength, Viryaha, in terms of creation, sustenance. Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya, in terms of creation, sustenance and destruction. And giving the jivas their karmapalam in accordance with their papa and punya. Papa punya experience. That is another Aishwarya of Bhagavan. The third one is fame. Yashasaha. Vibhuti of Ishvara. So that is another Aishwarya. The fourth one is Shriyaha. Shriyaha means, Shriyaha is wealth. Wealth in terms of skill, in terms of power, in terms of health. So all Shriyaha. Jnanam is knowledge. The fifth one is Jnana, knowledge. Complete knowledge. Bhagavan is Sarvajnaha and also Sarvavit. So that is the fifth Aishwarya. The last one is Vairagyam. Vairagyam is freedom from the sense of wanting. So these 6 Aishwarya, that is overlordship, Virya, strength, Yashasaha, that is fame, Shriyaha, wealth, Jnanam, knowledge, and Vairagyam. These 6 Shad Aishwaryaha put together, it is called Bhagaha. The one who has Bhaga is Bhagavan, is Sarvajnaha. So here, Yogindra, when we say, Yogindra could be Bhagavan also, or it could be Guru also. If it is a Guru, what kind of Guru? It is given Jnana Pradam. In the verse, you find the word Jnana Pradam. The one who gives Jnanam. Jnanam Prakarshena Dadati. Jnana Pradaha, Jnana Pradam. So the one who gives Jnanam. So my Guru, here the Guru gives knowledge. Prada. Every syllable is here, it's important. Prada means one who gives totally, adequately. Da means to give. Yet Prada is there. Therefore completely, totally, adequately. So this knowledge is something which can be given as a whole. There is no, a partial knowledge. Like in another field, the Guru cannot keep something under his sleeve. So this is therefore, since the knowledge is whole, the Guru will give the knowledge as whole only. Therefore, Pradam, Jnana Pradam. Okay. So, Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum. Yogindra, Vasudevendra, Yogindram. Okay. Now, why should the author write this textbook, this text? There are so many books already available. Why should the author write another book? See, in the tradition, we cannot simply produce a book without a proper explanation. The responsibility is there on the author. Before writing any textbook, he should prove the necessity for writing a book. Like, say, for example, Adi Shankaracharya, he defends Vyasacharya. That is why he wrote Dharma Sutra. And the Tikakara is the one who writes commentary on the commentary. Commentary on the commentary. Commentary is written by Shankaracharya, and the Tikakaras are those who write commentary on the Shankaracharya's commentary. They write. Why? Because they defend Bhashya, Shankara Bhashya. So there is a reason is there. The necessity is there to write that. So therefore, here, why should the author write? The author all. Why should the author write? Because the author says, Mumukshunam hitarthaya. Mumukshunam hitarthaya. I will describe this word. Mumukshunam. There are two words are there. Mumukshunam and hitarthaya. This mumukshunam, mumukshuhu. Mumukshuhu is a nice word. It is a desiderative word. What I mean by desiderative word is Moktum Icha Mumuksha. Moktum Icha. Icha means we know. Icha means desire. Moktum is to be free, to get freedom. So the desire to be free is called Mumuksha. The one who has Mumuksha is Mumukshuhu. Moktum Ichuhu Mumukshuhu. Moktum Icha Mumuksha. Moktum Ichuhu Mumukshuhu. Similarly, we have few words. Bhoktum Icha Bubuksha. Bhoktum Ichuhu Bubukshuhu. Bhoktum means the one who wants to enjoy. Bhoktum is the desire to enjoy is called Bubuksha. The one who wants to enjoy is Bubukshuhu. Similarly, Kartum Icha Chikisha. The desire to do, that is called Chikisha. Kartum Ichuhu Chikishuhu. So these are nice words. Mumukshuhu, Bubukshuhu, Chikishuhu. They are desiderative words that we will see in the Sanskrit class. So here, Mumukshuhu is that. Mumukshu means the one who wants freedom, wants to be liberated. So if this book is written for those, the author says, author defends why is he writing this text? For the mumukshus, for those who want to be free from the samsara, the sense of I want, agam apurnaha, that thought is there, agam samsari, that is there. So these mumukshus are those who want to be free from that notion. So for those people, the author is writing this textbook. You are all mumukshu, that is why you are in the class. If you are not mumukshu, you won't be attending the class. Therefore, this text is for you. So you are all qualified people because you are mumukshu. That is the first qualification, mumukshu. So, itharthaya, another word, itharthaya. Ita arthaya. That word can be split as ita arthaya. Artha means, if you remember, the word artha has got a lot of meanings. I told the previous classes, introduction gave artha. Here the word artha means purpose. For the purpose of what? Mumukshunam itam. Mumukshunam itam. That is the purpose. What is the artha? Mumukshunam hitam. For the good of mumukshus. Hita means good or benefit. Hita means a kind words or consoling words, which makes you recognize your goodness and strength. You can, in Tamil also we use idam, idamana vartai. Idam you use, the same idam has become idam, the word maybe hita has become idam, or idam is there in Tamil. Because Tamil is a separate language, doesn't have connection with Sanskrit. Therefore, the similar word is there in Tamil also, idam. So what is hitam for mumukshu in this text? What is the ultimate hitam for the mumukshu? Moksha. Because moksha is the ultimate hitam. Because he is a mumukshu. Being a mumukshu, if you talk about moksha, if you give moksha, that will be the hitam for him. So these are the people who are ready to take the teaching. You can give something only when the taker is there. When I give, there should be somebody to receive that. So here, who are the takers? Here, mumukshu are the taker, and the giver is the author. The author gives the teaching, and the receiver is here, and they are the mumukshu. A mumukshu is one who is ready to take is ready to take the teaching. So, mumukshunam itarthaya Tattvabodha adidiyate. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva. Having saluted Vasudevendra Yogindram, mumukshunam itarthaya Tattvabodha adidiyate. Okay. Why should we read Tattvabodha? Because we cannot jump to Upanishad study in the beginning. It's very difficult to understand Upanishads because, as I told, this Upanishads doesn't present the teaching in a systematic way. Therefore, and also you must be familiar with the terms and terminologies used in the Upanishads. Therefore, we study Tattvabodha in the beginning. And you must know this. There are four things or four factors that you must know before taking up any study or activity. Any study, it could be a study or any action also. What are the four factors? Since we are studying Tattvabodha, these four factors are applicable because we are taking up the study of this text, Tattvabodha. Therefore, these four factors are important. What are those four factors? First factor is Adhikari. First factor is Adhikari. What does Adhikari mean? Adhikari means a qualified person who is ready to pursue this knowledge. Is Adhikari. For any accomplishment, either in terms of gaining knowledge or the objects, yes, certain qualification is required. For joining a college, a certain qualification is required. A 5th standard student cannot join an engineering college. At least it must have completed higher secondary. Similarly, a person should have completed 21 years to get married. That is a qualification. To get children, he should have married. That is a qualification. To study Raghuvamsa or a Sanskrit book, written by Kalidasa, or to study the commentary on Brahma Sutra by Adi Shankaracharya, you need certain qualification. At least you must know Sanskrit. So similarly, for this study of this text, you should have certain qualification. What is a qualification? It should be a mumukshu. That is the adhikaritvam. You should have a strong desire, a commitment to gain this knowledge, to gain this freedom, That is the qualification. That is the adhikaritvam. This book is written for those adhikaris. And what adhikari? Mumukshunam itarthaya Tattvabodha adidiyate. So mumukshus are the adhikari. This is the first factor. The second factor is the subject matter. The subject matter of a book is very important. Before we get into that, any book or text, what is the subject matter of the book? For example, the subject matter of a book on human anatomy, it would be on human parts. The subject matter of a book on Indian history would be Indian history. If you want to know Indian history, then you take up that book and study that. So the title reveals the subject matter. So if you are interested in that subject matter, you can pick up the book and study. You see the name of the book and then decide to buy or not. Every book has a subject matter. So this book, Tattvabodha, also has a subject matter. What is a subject matter? You know what it is now. Tattvabodha adidiyate. The author himself says Tattvabodha. So Tattvabodha means Atma Tattvam, Dharma Tattvam, which is the knowledge about you. That is the subject matter. Because you are interested, therefore, you look for the subject matter and the subject matter appeals to you, therefore you are interested in it. Right? So, even though you may be an adhikari, still if you are not interested, then you would not study. Therefore, in addition to adhikaritvam, the subject matter must be a matter of interest to you. Therefore, the subject matter is the second factor which is important, a prerequisite for taking up any text. Subject matter is Vishayaha. The first one is Adhikari. The second one is Vishayaha. The third one is prayojanam. Prayojanam. Third one is prayojanam, utility. What do I get? What do I get out of this reading this text? Prayojanam, this Tattvabodha. I want freedom. Therefore, I take up this text and read. So, freedom is the prayojanam. Prayojanam anudishya mandopi pravartate. Without any prayojanam, nobody, even a fool also will not take up any task. So, prayojanam is here. It is freedom. Therefore, I take up this textbook for study. So, now three factors are over. Adhikari, Shayaha, Prayojanam. The last one is important. Sambandha. Okay. You are an Adhikari and you are interested in the subject matter, and because you know what the Prayojanam is, then what is a Sambandha? Sambandha is the relation between the text. The relation between the text and the one to whom it is meant for. That is called Sambandha. That is called, you want freedom, okay, and therefore you study this book. You want freedom, therefore you study this book. It is Pratipadaka, Pratipadya Sambandha. It is revealed Sambandha. The revealer is the text and the revealed is the knowledge. That Sambandha is there between you and the text. This Sambandha is something which you must understand properly. It is Bodhaka Bodhya Sambandha, Pratipadaka Pratipadya Sambandha. It is different from the other things. Say, for example, if you want to cook, there is a book available, how to cook. By studying the book, you will come to know how to cook, right? But you won't get the cooked items. If you want to have dish on your table, you have to cook it. You have to do further action, right? Action is involved. Whereas here you want freedom, but what do? You want freedom? You study the text. This text, you will get freedom. So that is the Sambandha, Pratipadaka, Pratipadya Sambandha. There is no action involved after gaining the knowledge, because the knowledge itself is liberating. Its knowledge itself is freedom. Atmajnana itself is nothing but freedom. Therefore, that is the Sambandha. We say in Sanskrit, Pratipadaka, Pratipadya. Pratipadaka, Pratipadya. Pratipadaka is revealer, Pratipadya is revealed. What is revealed? Atma Tattvam, Atma Jnanam is revealed. Right? And Pratipadaka, that is revealer. What is a revealer? The text is the revealer. The text reveals the Atma Jnana. Right? That is the Prayojanam. So, these four factors, Adhikari, Vishaya, Prayojanam, and Sambandha. These four factors are important. And the author clearly mentions the Adhikari. Who is Adhikari? Mumukshunam Itarthaya. The subject matter also, that Vishaya also he has presented. Tattvabodha Avidiyate. So, in short, he has mentioned these two of the four factors he has mentioned in the prayer verse itself. And when we study the rest of the thing, you will see how the author will introduce one by one. Right? So this is called, in Sanskrit we say these four factors are called Anubandha Chatushtayam. So every text will have this Anubandha Chatushtayam. Anubandha Chatushtayam means, the Chatushtayam means four. Anubandha, that it is connections, four connections. Anubandha is connection. So every text has this four connections. Adhikari, Vishaya, Sambandha, Prayojanam. So through the prayer verse, the author has revealed he has indicated the Adhikari and also the the subject matter also. Mukshunam tataya tattvabodha adidiyate. Okay, I think with this I can stop here. In the next verse, we will see in the next class, right? Om Purnamadah
Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Guru Namaha. Harihi Om.